Well, hello, good morning, my fantastic, brilliant, fun friends. It's Kevin. Today's the 8th of January 2021, and we have made it through the first week of the year. Well, made it through. It's not like it, well, I say it's not like it was a struggle, but parts of it were. Yeah, hump day was a bit ratchet, wasn't it? You know what I'm saying? The Masters of Mischief and Mayhem went mad, but that's okay. They settled back down. They got back in their prams, and yeah. I don't know what to make of all that. I'm not up for death and destruction and craziness. I don't know what it solves, but there you go. Anyway, I'm glad to be here with you. Yeah, all that good stuff. Let's see. What should we talk about today? Well, let's start off with I do have a couple of messages. The two things that popped up this morning when I'm looking at, all right, what do we want to talk about? And it's the difference between deserving and entitlement. There is a difference. I'll get to that in a minute. So let's just start off with what lights up every day. And for me, it's this. This girl, I usually start stirring around. I know I'm up with the vampires. I start stirring about 3:15, and trust me, it's been a long time since I really needed an alarm clock. It's just time to get up, time to wake up. But this little girl, Emma Grace, I've got four others, but oh my goodness, how do you resist that love and that? She just is something else. Think she just turned about 8 months old, 7 months old, don't know. But here she is under the covers with her teddy, one of many that every once in a while she gets angry with them and she pulls them to pieces. And then, you've got a snowstorm of polyester fluff all over the place. But there you go. So what's the message of today that came through? There we go. The word Lord and then the angel of manifestation. So the word Lord talks about how you speak and the speaking in terms of positive, upbeat, abundance. For example, many of us get a little bogged down by the fear of not being able to pay bills, right? So that type of thing isn't what the word Lord wants you to do. He wants you to be grateful for the bills and whatever the bills have provided. So that's tough for some people. But if you start to sort of think about how, if you get credit, if you've got credit cards or loans, or like I got a car loan, a house note, and credit cards. Yes, I do. Be grateful for them. Be grateful for the ability that they provide to give you what you need. Could be food, could be shelter, could be fuel, it could be anything. And things like cars, vehicles, loans, anything that somebody trusted you to pay them back. Be grateful for that. Be happy about the bills. Because it's all energy. It's all energy. I keep saying it's energy. We've got to lift our vibration up. And I'm going to get to a little bit about how does the spirit work? Because I got a question yesterday from one of you. Fantastic question. Keep them coming. How do you know the difference between the information that you're getting, whether it's right or not, whether it's truthful or not? And I'll get to that because it is a little tough to discern it. But there is a way to do it. All right, so the other card, the Angel of Manifestation. Okay. Sometimes when I pull these cards in the morning, I think, is this message just for me? Well, just like you, just like everybody else, I share it because I think if I'm getting this, then all of you must be getting it too. We're not in a world where we need to be self-centered, selfish, or ratchet like that. We can all look at, this is where the deserving and the entitlement thing came from, because I was getting a bit, I'm getting a message. um, from that. So manifestation, we all have the ability to manifest anything and everything we want. We just got to get out of our own way, and we've got to tell that ego mania to sit down and shut up, because the rest of us got it. Um, and that shows up when we feel entitled, when we feel, you know what, I've got this, you can just go. And it's just such a, and I know I've done it, I've been guilty of it. Um, yeah, I have, yeah. It's sort of like that diva-ish type behavior. Now, I think the confusing part is the line between education and entertainment is all blurry. So everybody now is rushing off to, myself included, the YouTube platform to get their point across. And what I got clear on was that, uh, if you want to do business, if you want to make a living, earn a living, all that kind of thing, you almost have to have a social media presence. Gone are the days where you went and had flyers printed and handed them out. And Maggie, my co-owner of my salon, she's handed out bookmarks, all kinds of things, door knockers, all sorts of stuff, with offers and discounts and deals to help drum up business, new business in some of the biggest apartment complexes there is. Nothing. So we have to do things in a bit of a different way. And this is the part where it comes to, if there's an expectation that you have because you believe, think, and I don't think any of you out there are this way, but if there's this expectation you have that you think that you're all that and you're all deserving of it, you sort of like jump into that place of entitlement. And that's not really what we're here to do. Absolutely not what we're here to do. But I can see how easy it is to do it. I really can see how easy it is to do it. On one hand, many of these visualizers and a lot of coaches, life coaches, tell us we have to dress like a millionaire, behave like a millionaire, act like a millionaire, or nowadays a billionaire, if that's what we want to create for ourselves, which is where that angel of manifestation comes. Manifest it, act like you have it, be in it. But where does it come to the fact that we feel it's somebody else's job to provide it? Because that's the piece that's missing. So the difference between deserving and entitlement is the deserving part of it means you've worked for it. You have done your homework. You've treated other people with respect. You have balanced out that giving and receiving. You are, according to the word Lord, you're speaking with truth. You're speaking with honesty. You're giving people, decent service. You're being truthful, all that stuff. So you deserve to have rewards. No one ever said you're going to go down to earth and you're going to be poor and you're going to be stuck in poverty and nobody said that. Now, yes, in recent history, we've had our ancestors, my grandparents and my parents, they grew up in World War II. They were considered the greatest generation. Why were they the greatest generation? Oh, Granny's here. I got goosebumps. Yes, I'm talking about you. And I love you too. Oh. Yeah. Oh. All right. Granny Mabel says to say hello again. I know it's her because she sings. She hums. She used to do that when I was little. But now I see her very differently. I'm sorry, I'm going off down a tangent. I got goosebumps all around, like when they're here, when they're present, when they're here. And I think I said the word World War II. So she went through World War II, raised two children through it. two boys, my dad and his brother, and they were all doing what they could when they could. So of course there's that mentality that we have to do what we can with what we've got. This generation, mine, born in the early 60s, well, we came up with, it was beginning to turn around. The world was beginning to pick back up. Things were plentiful. People had a reason for saying, we're in peace times. It's all good, other than Vietnam, which I wasn't here, so I don't know what that was like. But people talk about it, and it sounded horrible. But now we've entered back through this cycle of being sort of stuck in two worlds, which is really interesting. You have the world of health and wellness and that kind of thing. What a virus. Well, we've had viruses for eons. We've had plagues. We've had pneumonia. We've had polio. We've had all of this, scarlet fever, all of that, the Spanish flu. We've had all of these things, the regular flu. Back in the day, the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, if you got influenza, you were done. It wasn't until they had a vaccine out there for it that you were okay. So we have this happening. It's a cycle. Needless, here we are, humans, which I always believe we're a soul, a spirit anchored in. We've got to do what we have to do to try to make the world a better place to be in. Hence, what is it that you feel lifts you up? I talk about vibration, and the spirit vibration is faster, much quicker. The earth vibration is slower, heavier, denser. We have to be able to see things, do things, have what we've got. So for us to connect with spirit, and I am getting to how do you know the difference between what they're saying and what they're doing, it takes a bit of time to practice. That's all I can say, practice. It's a bit like driving a vehicle. Those of us that learned how to drive a car with a clutch, thank God people came up and said, we're going to make automatic cars. I think I'd go mad if I had to. Well, I could do it. I was trained on it. I mean, my dad taught me on how to double clutch. We had a gearbox with no synchronized gears. So you push the clutch down, shove it in first. And then you want to change gear, it had to come back out, go into neutral, lift up, push down again and get the next gear. What a mess when you're trying to go up a hill. Thank goodness we have automatic transmissions. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. We move forward. We've got brilliant ideas. We've got things that are coming, and that's coming. It's on its way. We have to let go of the idea that somehow we just got to put our hand out and say, listen, you owe me. No. No. That's selfish. Now, if you've done a service and you've worked for a day and you go to your employer or whoever it is that engaged your services and said, listen, this is what I believe I deserve to be paid. If the person who thinks, yeah, no, not so much, I think it's not worth that, then there's an issue. For sure, there's an issue. For me, I, at one point, used to get embroiled in that, oh, we're going to have a problem. Now I don't. Because I've learned to realize somebody else's value point, their difference between what they deserve to have and what they're entitled to getting, somebody else's value point is not mine. I value the integrity and the truth and the honesty and the peace, the love and all that you want to call it. I value all of that. I do my best, it's not always possible, to practice what I preach and to say good things and to try to make the world a better place for people when they pop in the shop and they sit down and what we're going to do today. I let them get it all out and then offer my whatever I feel like's coming. I think I've learned the spirit business, the listening to spirit, because I hear things when people sit in the chair. They're going on and on and on. And it could be, I don't know, Cousin Grace, Uncle Sam. I don't go into the details of who they are, because let's face it, when they go to spirit, they lose all this. You lose all of this You don't have arms and legs and organs, and you don't need to pee every 5 minutes when you're having a baby. It all goes away. But you are in a world that's serene, that's beautiful, that is just full of love. And I can't say enough that when the soul gets to leave and go into the back home to spirit, it's phenomenal. It's beautiful. So how do I know what is the truth that's coming through? And I got to the point where we get used to driving a vehicle. Anything you've ever done, oh, here's the goosebumps again. Anything you've ever done in your life that's brand new, from tying your shoelaces to putting on makeup to doing your hair, using a curler iron, all those things, it takes time to get it, because you're teaching your physical body new skills. I often get asked by clients, how do you make my hair look so wonderful and I can't do that myself? Well, first of all, I'm above you. I've got both hands and I'm used to doing this. I've done this since I was a kid. When you're in your bathroom, you've got to put the brush down, pick the dryer up, do all this business. Well, I don't know how anybody manages that, especially when their hair is 10 yards long. And these gals that have extensions, hey, my hat goes off to you, because that's just too much stuff to deal with for me. So getting into how you prepare yourself for receiving spirit. We got to the point where your vibration has to lift up. You have to get to the point where you clear out all the static. Meditation is the first key to practicing how the spirit comes to visit. Has to be quiet, has to be no distractions. The electronic devices have to be turned off. The mind, that mind that we get to when we start or that monkey mind or that crazy mind, the ratchet mind, that has to settle right down. When you know it begins to happen is when you've been quiet, you weren't expecting it. You could be sitting in your vehicle, you could be in the middle of an emotional breakdown, breakup, breakthrough. Emotions could be high and you need the help. You didn't ask for it, you just need it. Your guardian angels, oh, and there's one over here now, are with you your whole life, I believe. And they are there to give you or reveal to you what you need to know. And then you've got to be open to listen and receive it. That's kind of the difference. And it's not really a lot different to being in the earth. They tell the truth. There isn't this sort of magical Harry Potter land where there's wands being waved and things flying around, but there is the discernment between the good and the bad, back to deserving and entitlement. They're both really the same, but one, you get a sense of self-worth, self-integrity, self-truth, and the other, you don't. The other, you just click your fingers and expect it, because that's what the movies show us. That's what stories show us. That's what we believe, this word privilege shows us. We're all privileged. We all have the ability to be that way, but not everybody exercises it. Not everybody sees the value or sees that kind of spiritual integrity. And I'm not talking about the religion or race or anything like that. That's what people make it mean. So to really get to the point where you're speaking your truth, working with integrity, you sort of have to get into some of the mucky water of things that's gone before and things that we may have done. The quickest and fastest way is to learn to forgive. After you've learned to forgive yourself, and you can do it, it means you've got to look at yourself and say, "Oh, that wasn't so nice. That wasn't so kind. I wasn't very nice, that person." Um, that's deep. When you get to that point and you can apologize, or take it even further, write a letter, write a note, send a card. You're not looking for forgiveness from the other person. If they offer it, fantastic. You've just healed some karma and you've moved on. What you're looking for is to pay penance, forgive yourself, and lighten the load, the burden, the grief of whatever it is you're feeling and being. And I'm hoping this is making sense. Once you practice all those things, you're showing the spirit world, oh, yes, you can be of service. You want to be of service, or you want to get messages, or you want to receive information from your loved ones. And they'll come and they'll visit. It takes a little while, but they come and they visit and they sit. It's not like they tell you anything that's crazy or outrageous or any different to anybody else. Like this morning, I'm like, well, what is the one little affirmation? Because the word Lord talks about affirming. Get into making affirmations. The word after the declaration I am is the most important affirmation you can make. I am beautiful. I'm brilliant. I'm fantastic. I'm doing everything I can possibly do. My life is amazing. I am grateful and happy. I have the bills. I am grateful and happy for what the bills offer me. I'm grateful and happy that my bank accounts are bulging and my pockets are full of cash. I'm grateful that there is an unbelievable flow of income coming without me having to worry about it. These are the affirmations that you're saying, that you're claiming, and you're happy and grateful for them happening. But the challenge is we've listened and learned from the past, or the people that weren't happy and grateful, that were entitled. When's it going to be my turn? When am I going to get this? Well, how come they've got it and I don't have it? That's the kind of thing that we have to reconcile. If you feel it in your heart, we have to leave with our heart, that somehow another person got more than what you got, or somehow it wasn't fair that this person got a raise or promoted. This is the one that turns it right around. You make another affirmation. This or something better now manifests for me for the highest good of everybody. So when something doesn't happen that you expected or you wanted, either you've got to redo it or something about it wasn't quite right. We're here to learn. And the lessons sometimes can be a bitch. Or it's something better out there, something bigger, something stronger, something wider. The other part to this, which I've seen, got more goosebumps, done very many times, is be careful what you wish for. Because sometimes I've made these statements like this being all my alter ego that just say it, do it, put it out there, and I'll get it. And I'll land it. And it'll come. And I've got more goosebumps. And then I'm terrified. Oh my Lord, I did it. I said I'm going to do it. And I did it. There's been many instances where I've done that. We call it biting off more than you can chew. And how I learned to move past it was to say, well, if it wasn't meant to be, it wouldn't. If I wasn't meant to do it, it wouldn't be happening. And these are the words of wisdom, if I will, that I want to try to instill on those that are listening and watching. So the affirmation I got from Spirit this morning, which I use all the time, it came years ago. Go within so you won't go without. Meaning go inside, take a look, be with yourself, shut off all your other vibrational stuff. What's a vibrational thing? This is a vibrational thing, right? Now, I went to decide whether or not I needed an upgrade. And I forgot. I mean, these things they ain't cheap. So then I got stuck into that whole thing. Well, that's a lot of money. But they work and they have some really cool components to them. So, yes, does the Apple people deserve to get their money? Yeah, they do. They do their research. The people that work in technology, brilliant. They're engineers, all these things. Yes, they deserve to get paid for that stuff. So that was me having to clean up the mess in my backyard. All right, I think it's time to meditate. Let me take this down here, and I'll give you the opportunity that if you if you think some of this stuff. Oh, Emma, I'll put you back up. You need to go away. There you go. Done. Um, if you think I'm just rambling on and just carrying on like nobody's business, say so. Because listen, I'm here to help you, to do something for you, and bring you a little bit of joy, I think, in the mornings. Let's read from Journey to the Heart, then we'll meditate. Let's see. I put a bookmark in because this time I'm going to go through the book page by page and date by date. January 7th was Remember to Be Happy. If you didn't catch yesterday's, go to the YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe and try to sit there through 5 minutes of it because it all counts. Seeing it on Facebook's great. That's where the platform goes. But eventually I'm going to transition over to YouTube Live. I'm 14, 15 people away from getting that URL. So spread the word. January the 8th. Love yourself until it's real. Ooh. What does it mean to love yourself? To do nurturing things for yourself. Yes, sometimes. But self-love runs deeper than I got to start this again. It's weird. What does it mean to love yourself? To do nurturing things for yourself and to do nice nurturing things for and to yourself. Yes, sometimes. But self-love runs deeper than that. Self-love means loving and accepting yourself, your thoughts, your beauty, your emotions, your faults, your imperfections and your flaws, your strengths, your wit, your wisdom, and as well as your peculiar, unique ways of seeing the world. Loving yourself means accepting and loving each and every part of you and knowing that you're worthy, valuable, and lovable. That's the deserving bit. It means loving and accepting yourself when you've surrounded yourself by people who love you. Why would you want to surround yourself with people who don't like you? They don't like you anyway, but you don't have to surround yourself with them. It means loving and accepting yourself when you're surrounded by people who love you. And during those times when you think everyone has gone away, when you wonder if God's gone away too, that's when you've got to love yourself. When you don't think there's anyone out there, you got yourself. During one of these darkest parts of my life, and this is this lady, Melody Beatty talking, Al Franken, a comedian and producer, asked me to write an introduction to the book he was writing. Stuart Smalley's daily meditation book. I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Stuart Smalley, for those people who don't know, was a character that Al Franken created for Saturday Night Live. I wasn't able to do much during that time of my life except walk to my fax machine and tear off the curled up pages. I take fax machine. Wow. I take the pages back to my bed, lie down because I felt too shattered to stand, and read them. I'd laugh a little at Stuart's outrageous behaviour, but the pages made me smile about something else too. Despite our search for sophisticated, sage advice and advanced learning, sometimes it helps to remember simple wisdom of bumbling Stuart Smalley. Sometimes loving ourselves means accepting ourselves enough to tell ourselves that other people like and approve of us. Sometimes loving ourselves means, yeah, Granny, I got it. Approving of ourselves even when they don't. When they don't, it takes courage to stop cowering and openly love and accept and approve of ourselves. So the affirmation that she comes up with, don't just say the words, love yourself until you experience that love. That's the point of practice. That is the point of practicing. We have to get to the point where we truly do. And that's hard to do. It really is tough. I took me a long time where all areas of my life was that way. And then when it just happened gradually. Yeah. All right, let's meditate. Feet flat on the floor. Big breath in. Let it out. Another one in. Release and let go on your exhale. Third one to energize your whole body. And release. Let your mind settle in. Integrate your consciousness to what is touching the earth, your feet on the floor. Now take your mind and your consciousness to your heart. Expand the light, the internal flame from your heart chakra, the area around your chest, your sternum, right? That part where your ribs come together at the bottom. This morning I want you to see the color that is the most beautiful color. This beautiful color has been presented to you, for you, been put into your third eye center. It's been presented to your being. This color has been blended especially for you. This color represents a unique vibration of you, the unique and brilliant characters of you. Allow this light to expand. Make the brightest part of it the center of your being, where all the energy of brilliance of love, of acceptance, of compassion. All these gifts, they're also free. Free from judgment, free from comparison. This part of you, this brilliant colour, is deep within the core of your being. Deep within the center of your being is this infinite well of love. This infinite well of love has been created for you and has been here always. Allow this color, energy, element of love to fill up and engorge your entire physical body. Every cell within you, every tonal aspect and pigment of your skin has been purposefully and delicately created for you, just like this color. Your soul and your spirit represents one of the masterpieces of the universe. Allow this color of love, color of brilliance, to bathe you, to cleanse you, let every positive element of this color radiate from the infinite center of your being. Send it out beyond your skin. See this energy radiating, consuming and lighting up the entire room. Just as a fine, beautiful mist, see this light from you, your infinite well of love. Spill through the other rooms of your house, your office, wherever you are. Use the power of affirmation, visualization to increase this colour, this brilliance of love, joy, happiness, abundance. With every unconditional act of kindness and compassion, that you have for the earth, for your friends, for your family, for all the people you connect with, for every single act of kindness and compassion comes to you and through you with love. You are beautiful. You are capable of being the best you can possibly be. Accept this love just the way it is, just the way you are. Keep the essence, the colour, the energy of this love and this light, this self-care around you as you bring your hands to heart center. Lift your thumb knuckles between your third eye center and then just honor yourself and send all this loving energy out to the entire world. We bow and say namaste. Wow. I'll share and clarify. When I do these affirmations, I was doing them along with you. Initially, the first color I got was this sort of soft pale blue that then ended up going into more of a soft pink. And then by the time it had finished, it was a mixture of the two. It was sort of like a bluish pink color, not really a mauve, not really a violet, but it was quite lovely. You've ever watched any of those videos from India? They celebrate Diwali, and they have all these wild, crazy colors, paint, and they dance with it. That's almost what it feels like when I visualize, this love, this light, this energy, this compassion going. I just see these big plumes of bright light going everywhere. That's really what we are supposed to be about. A lot of folks, it's a bit strange to get to, but it's a practice. It is a practice. Right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me today. Comments and messages are welcome. You can do it on the Facebook or seek me out if you've got my email. And I'll talk to you soon. Lots of love. Bye.